Alright everyone, welcome back to Off the Conversation. So today I have a lot to talk about, and it's interesting because lately I've been going through like a roller coaster of emotions, mostly positive. Like I mentioned in the last Watch and Talk, I focus on a lot of things that are not really a problem. I make them to be a problem in my mind, but they're not when it comes to the real scheme of actual life stuff and actual things that matter, like health and family and things like that. I don't have issues, but I wanted to get off on a positive note. I definitely wanted to give a big shout out to Frank Downstart. He's been putting some mad work on his podcast. I remember a while back, it's been like 2 years or so, he went live on Instagram, and he was just kind of, I think, smoking a cigar or something. And you know, he said that he was not getting tired of what he was doing, but he really wanted to do something different full time. And I said, like what? And he responded, he was like, I want to be a podcaster. And so obviously he still loves to do his nuts and bolts business, but the fact that about a year ago he mentioned that, like, I want to be a full-time podcaster, it raises the question. This is a question I have for you guys. Are you going to work and you feel like, man, this is not the place where I want to be, or man, I just want to do something else grabs my attention? There's days that I feel like that. There's days that I look at people and I'm like, damn, it'd be cool to work at a body shop. It'd be cool to work at a mechanic shop. It'd be cool to work X, Y, or Z. Now, don't get me wrong, I love what I do. But there's aspects of it that I don't. Obviously, whether it's people, whether it's clients, whether it's location, whether it's just politics in general type of thing. Do you ever feel like that? And if so, what are you doing to combat that? What I mean is, when I started Automotive Anatomy, I didn't start it as a way to say, oh yeah, let me build this so that I can quit my job. And frankly, I don't even know how I can do that. It was a necessity of lack of friendships in the automotive space. The fact that I didn't know anything, I still don't know anything. You can show me a picture of a B16 and B18, I'm gonna be like, the B16 is a tiny little bit smaller, so I'm gonna go, that's a B16. Do I know every single detail about the difference between them? Of course not. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, H22 is bigger, whatever. I don't know the nuts and bolts per se of every little engine. And so that's kind of what I wanted to, just touch base on. Do any of you guys feel that way? Like, any of you have a side hustle? I talked to Extreme Daily Drivers. If you want to check him out on YouTube, he makes videos out in Florida about his XB and, why am I forgetting? 3rd gen Prelude. I think it's a 3rd gen. And I put something on my story that had to do with real estate. He hit me up. He's like, hey man, if you need any help, real estate stuff, let me know. He also brought up amazing points. Some of those points were like, focus on the things that you want, but not to the extent that it sacrifices the more important things like family and time with them. And to me, that's very true. To me, it's always going to be more important to spend time with family than to earn a separate extra check. I've done that. I've done that in the past where I was just working like an animal non-stop, and it's because I had to pay for school and other stuff. I did enjoy it. I'm the type of person that I always need to be doing something. And I remember when I first got my gig, my big boy gig, I had afternoons off. I was like, what do I do by my afternoons? And that's why the channel idea kept coming back and back and back. Like, dude, why don't you do this? And it was never as a mean of, then you can quit your job. No. It was as a way, like, get to know people. Like, you see a lot of people cruising around, and man, you want to be part of that. Or you just want to be able to go to a car meet and shake hands and talk to people and just be like, hey, what's up, man? And I didn't have that before. So how does this tie in with the whole work thing? Look, we're in the DNA of a digital world. We're in the DNA of the internet. I see people making a living out of opening kids' freaking toys on YouTube. I see people apparently making a business out of a blog. I don't know how those spaces work. And so that's kind of what I want you to tell you. It's like, we all need to do our own research. Obviously, I'm trying to do my own research because there are days that you feel like, man, I don't want to be here. Like, I feel like I want to be somewhere else. I feel like my heart is calling me somewhere else. I know, I completely understand. If you have kids and mortgage, and it makes it super difficult. Obviously, getting out of debt helps just for peace of mind. It helps to make moves, but just it also helps just to have peace of mind. And so, keeping on track with Frank Downstart, he had Honda vlogs on his one of his last episodes. By this time, he probably uploaded another video. And Honda vlogs brought up a pretty cool point, man. He used to work in the techie digital world, and then got laid off. And I've never been laid off. That's something I've never experienced. And so, when I hear those stories, I'm like, damn, like, you get laid off, like, what do you do, right? And so he's like, I got laid off, and then what else do I do? So then he started getting some other jobs and things like that. And so then now he works at a automotive shop, but he also does YouTube. And like he mentions, I don't do YouTube necessarily for the money, because there's for those that actually monetize the videos, you understand that it takes a lot of views to actually get money. But one thing that he did mention was it develops a community, and I can attest to that. Like, it develops a community, and it allows you to grow. It allows you to expand. It allows you to have different opportunities, such as, and I'll give you an example with him. He went about a month and a half, 2 months not making videos. I hit him up on DM. I said, hey man, are you okay? Everything all right? Yeah, we're going through transitional stuff with my personal life. No problem, man. I just, Monday nights, man. What's cracking, guys? That's kind of the thing that I always like to hear on Monday nights. It gets my week started. And when he explained to me, like, hey, this is what's going on, now on Frank Downstart, he actually went into detail as to what happened that got him back into making videos. Now he's making videos again, and he said there was somebody else in the YouTube world space hit him up, say, hey man, can you hit me up with the intro? Can you help me out, because you're pretty good at what you do? And I was like, holy crap. So he's like, sure. Now he's starting into that venture. Obviously, I think I am gonna contact for his services for the outro. And guess what, guys? I have to pay him. And the reason why I say I have to pay him is because he's doing it out of all his work. He's doing that on the side. It takes a lot of work for him to manage his own YouTube account, his work, and then to start doing a side hustle like this one. And so I'm hoping, if I had the power, I would say, dude, all the business to Honda vlogs and his YouTube, I'm sure that he would want to do like maybe part-time automotive, part-time YouTube, and make some decent money. But it takes time. And so that's kind of what I want to just let you guys know. Like, if you're feeling frustrated, if you go to work and there's that supervisor or the co-worker or the client which is such a negative person to you, and it creates anxiety, look, breathe. But start creating something. Not necessarily to one day say, oh yeah, then I can make so much money and I can leave, but just create community. I'm gonna tell you why. When I started this whole thing, I had zero knowledge of anybody. Not just in the automotive world in the sense of like car stuff, but also in the sense of like who does what. I've come across from people that work at a mechanic shop to deans at school. And it's freaking awesome. Owners, CEOs. And it's freaking awesome to know that there's people like, they're regular people that are building old ass cars for the most part, right? And so I'm thinking like, Gus, if you're smart, you never know what opportunity that can come from here. You just never know. The same thing, somebody might be watching your show. Maybe somebody approaches you and say, hey man, like we would like you to do a video on this shop. Create a little bit of advertisement or marketing. We'll shoot you $100. You never know. Not saying that's monetization has to be part of it, but understand, I had this conversation with the homie Easy. He runs the channel Easy Still Digging on YouTube. Check it out, EG Hatchback. And one of the conversations that we had was, dude, like, it's hard to be a photographer. Like, I really wish, talking about somebody else who wish he had a different side hustle that can create a little bit of more money, just to kind of, I don't know, like spend more time doing some other stuff that they're passionate about. And he said, it's very hard just because nobody wants to pay, man. Like, this takes time. I have to travel. I have to take, shoot the pictures. I have to edit the pictures, shoot them that way. People think that it's just, anybody can do it. But there's a difference in quality, right? And so when he told me that, immediately after he took some pictures, I'll be honest, I sent them a little bit of money. Had we not had that conversation, I probably would have just said thank you. Not gonna lie, because you don't think about it. You're like, oh wait, you're right. Now, that's just the different type of things that I'm going through, right? So, I wanted to have this conversation because I heard Frank, talk about it. I heard Honda Vlogs talk about it, Easy talk about it, myself talk about it. It's like, I think a lot of us are going through that. I just kind of want to tell you guys. I do apologize if the wind's been on the back noise the entire time. I just want to tell you guys, it can be done. It just takes time. Let me put my mirror up over there. Sorry, hopefully the wind wasn't too distracted. It can be done. It just takes a lot of time. But most importantly, do something that you enjoy. And the reason why is because maybe it doesn't give you monetization, but it gives you that sense of stress reliever away from all these other things that may give you stress. Does that make sense? So for instance, I'll give you guys an example. There's going to be a Carson Coffee that the Passionate Breed is going to be hosting. Now, talk about another thing. I talked to Mike, the Passionate Breed, so much, and we share some personal stuff, and it's like, damn, we all have a different struggle. We all have a different challenge. Obviously, we're always trying to maintain the conversation as positive, but it just comes out like, man, I'm stressing about this. Cool. And I love talking to that guy, right? So he's gonna host that Carson Coffee. I'm so looking forward to it. Am I gonna get paid? No. I'm just looking forward to catching up with him and with everybody else who shows up. You see how, like, by building that community. Now let's pretend there was a Carson Coffee. I don't know anybody. What do? You go, you take a couple pictures, and then you go home. And there's a lot of people that go through that. And so when I see somebody by themselves, like, hey, what's up, man? What do you drive? Have a conversation with them. Because I know what it feels like. So start building something, even if it's something small. It goes a long way, not just for money. No, but just because when you go to work, you get enough stress, and it's just like, go home and do something that gives you joy. If that's spending time with your kids. I see 6th Gen Joey on Instagram. I interview him on his 6th Gen Accord, and man, that guy always hangs out with his kids, doing some fun stuff. I love that, man. That's something that I absolutely love and respect. That's worth more money than anything in the world, right? So that's what I mean. That's kind of what I mean. Like I complain about things that don't really matter. My life is honestly wonderful. Like there's nothing I can complain about, but we always find something to complain about. And just do that. Just do something. That's kind of the conversation I want to have today. So tell me, have you guys ever thought about starting something? What's keeping you from doing it? Lack of resources? Hey, I started with the selfie stick. Actually, no, I lied. I started with my cell phone. My brother bought me the selfie stick. So, yeah, you can start with anything and everything. So, thank you guys so much. Like we always say, we always go for the car, we stay for the person. I appreciate you guys' support, and leave that in the comment section. Do you agree, disagree? Do you ever feel the way I do? Maybe you already have your dream career, or you're doing what you wanted to do for the rest of your life, and you're like, no, I was there, now I'm doing what I wanted to do. I don't know. Let me know. That's pretty much what this space is for, but we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much.